Hi, everybody. The question of the day today is who will take care of you when you are old? It's a great question to ask yourself today if you are a caregiver or if you are just someone in middle age, because it's a question that we often don't think about. And even if we are a family caregiver taking care of our parents, we may not think about our own care, like who is going to take care of us? Will it be our kids? Do we have kids? Are we married? Or we may be a caregiver and we may be so burned out from taking care of aging parents that we just want to put that aside when we're done with it, and we don't want to have to think about it for years until it happens. But someday it's going to happen. So who will take care of you when you're old? I'm Pamela D Wilson. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. I have been in the aging and caregiving field for more than 20 years. On my website, helpful information for caregivers and aging adults, my Caring for Aging Parents blog, the Caring Generation podcast, my library, online caregiver courses, and a way to schedule one-to-one Eldercare consultations with me to help you think about who will take care of you when you're older. So here's a few questions to ask yourself today to think about: what is life going to be like when I'm older? What support services will I need? What should I be thinking about today that I may not know that I need then? So, simple question. If you wanted to go on a day trip or a trip for a week, do you have somebody that you could ask that you enjoy spending time with to go with you? Do you have trusted friends or family that you can call to and speak if you have a problem, or if you're just trying to bounce ideas off of somebody, or if you're worried about something, somebody that you trust to help manage through your problems or the challenges that you're experiencing? If you became sick, do you have somebody who could take you to the doctor, pick you up from the emergency room, who would go get groceries for you or prescriptions if you needed that? Do you have regular social groups that you participate in outside of your family or your job or your career? And if you don't have these support systems, or really any support system, this can happen. Be aware of this. When you become a caregiver for a family member, a lot of times caregivers give up all their support systems. You may not be able to see your friends as much, or your family as much, or you're angry at your family because your brothers and sisters should be helping you and you're not. They're not. So you feel isolated and depressed and angry. And sometimes caregivers will give up their jobs. I don't recommend that. I have hundreds of videos about that, and many articles on my website about the fact that keeping a job when you are a caregiver, believe it or not, is a social network and support system, not to mention the fact that it helps you earn money. So if you think about all of these support systems and how life changes. So when we're young, we go to grade school, right? In high school, we have all these kids around and there's all these social activities. And then we move into the workforce and we still have people around us. The people that we work with, our colleagues, maybe we're involved in work groups. But at retirement, all of that kind of hits a brick wall unless we choose to maintain and create social networks. It can also hit a brick wall when you have children, because your focus on life changes. So maybe before you had kids, you were social, you traveled a lot, you had friends, you went out every weekend. Now that you have children, your focus is this baby and these children for 18 to 20 years or more, right? So you kind of give up all of this social life out here for family life. And again, there's a transition back to you're an empty nester, your kids are gone. What are you going to do with your life? Who are your friends? Who are your social networks? So when we age, it's very important to have social networks and friends. People, the research shows that people who are more active, who have social networks and friends, are healthier. You need less care. You're more independent when you age. And so for everybody, regardless of your life situation, find ways to establish social networks. So like people that you go out to lunch with, people that you may participate in hobbies with, friends that you can call and just talk about what's going on in your life and your frustrations and your fears and all of that. Because depending on our life stage, all of this is very mobile. And when we're older, the more support that we have, the better. because life changes. Your husband or wife may die, or you may never marry. You may not have children. Our needs when we are older depend on our social support and our social networks, in addition to having someone that we can trust for our legal and our medical decisions. I talk about that in other videos and in other articles on my website. So really the idea of thinking about who will care for you when older is something to think about no matter what age you are, because you will see these care needs happen to other people in your life, to your grandparents and your parents, and you may not really think about them. You may just go through life and let those things happen and not think about it until you're older. But those are kind of those experiences. They're little taps on your shoulder. They're little wake-up calls to say, wow, I see this happening in my family. What am I going to do, and how am I going to plan for what happens when I'm that old? I'm Pamela D Wilson. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. Please check it out. Please share this video with other people that you know who are looking for hope, help, and support, and have a fabulous day today. I'll see you all again soon in another video.